Jerusalem today stands as the undivided capital of Israel. Those who live here enjoy peace and, for the most part, the liberty to worship freely. But is that all about to change? In recent days, the international community has increased its pressure on Israel to divide its capital, insisting that sections of the city known as East Jerusalem be handed over to the Palestinians. In doing so, the international community appears to have aligned itself with current Palestinian demands.
The Palestinian Authority is very clear on its demands. They want an end to occupation. They want the recognition of the 67 borders as the borders between Israel and Palestine. They want their capital, our capital, to be in East Jerusalem.
This arrangement would entrust the holiest place of the Jewish people, the Temple Mount, into Muslim, Arab, Palestinian hands.
Even though Jerusalem may be holy to Christians or Muslims, it's only holiest to the Jewish people. And for Sunni Muslims, that's their third holiest site today. But when they're up there praying and the loudspeaker goes off calling them to prayer, they all turn south to Saudi Arabia and turn their backs on the Gold Dome. While every Jew in the world is praying towards Israel. In Israel, they're praying towards Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, they're praying towards the Old City. And in the Old City, we're actually praying towards the Temple Mount itself.
But is the heart of the contention really about stones and boundary lines? Some Christian leaders in the region seem to think there is a deeper spiritual dynamic at work.
You cannot really explain the depth of passions in this region simply in terms of traditional things like borders, refugees, historical shiftings of populations, those kinds of things. I believe that really the battle in the Middle East, the struggle ultimately is a battle for Jerusalem. Within Jerusalem, it's a battle for the Temple Mount, and on the Temple Mount, it's a battle for who will be worshipped and who will reign on God's holy hill. The key place that in the scriptures of the Temple Mount as the place of the footstool of God's throne, he says in Ezekiel 43, here I will dwell forever among the Israelites.
Ironically, today the Jewish community has little access to their holiest religious site. If a Jewish worshiper attempts to pray on the Temple Mount, he will be arrested for provocation. However, even with these limitations, maintaining sovereignty over Jerusalem is a non-negotiable for Jews worldwide.
So in any future peace negotiations, Jerusalem is so central to the Jewish people. It's one of those issues that, there's nothing to talk about. It's just too holy to us, too important, too central. We would always have to have access to that site.
Marnie Blom, Axe News Network, Jerusalem.